Hey everyone. So, surprise, I actually am doing a review within 24 hours of me watching the movie. I went to go see Justice League yesterday afternoon with my wife, and wow, I was pleasantly surprised. I will have to say that. I actually wanted to do the review, and moving forward, I will be doing reviews within close proximity of when I watch them. Usually I just have a bunch of school stuff, which right now I do, but need a break. And I wanted to do it last night, but I had a few friends and family that were going to be seeing it. So even though I don't do spoilers, I didn't want to give anything away because a lot of people like watching my geek out moment. So let's just get right on to the review. So Justice League is the assembly of Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Cyborg, Aquaman, and of course Superman, and supposed to be Green Lantern. Will you see Green Lantern in this? I won't say anything. However, the characters that we do know of, Batman, The Flash, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, and Aquaman, are all present in this movie as seen in this poster, and then also in the film itself. Batman, being led by Ben Affleck, finds out that there is a new threat to the world. What a what a bone chilling story, right? Non original in any sense, but it's comic book. It's how it happens, but it's how the story is portrayed that really gives not only the characters an adaptive look of what this villain will bring to the world and how is it going to diminish it, but also how the villain is being portrayed too. And this was my only gripe with the movie because I really did enjoy it. But the story just felt rushed at times and then slowed at times that I felt like it really didn't need to be. And maybe even some scenes that I felt if they took that out and added a little more background to some characters that needed it, this could have been a very, very good start off point for DC's Justice League. That being said, the story is pretty standard. The villain in this one is Steppenwolf, who is a godlike warrior who wants nothing but to take over worlds for himself and be the ruler of them. In doing this, there are three cubes, masterful cubes that he needs. I won't give any more detail into that until you see it for yourselves. But he comes back after what is known as the death of Superman from the first one. So yes, if you haven't seen Batman versus Superman, apparently Superman is dead. So whether that's a spoiler or not, it's not for this movie, so shame on you. Moving forward, the acting in this movie I thought was very well done. I think a lot of people still are kind of confused about Ben Affleck being Batman, but I think more people are actually surprised. Myself included, I love Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne and as Batman. Gal Gadot comes back to reprise her role as Wonder Woman, which is a perfect fit. And there are some newcomers that come onto the scene, which is Flash, Cyborg, and Aquaman, all being portrayed very well. But I felt that the way they were scripted into this, some of them are very rushed. Now, maybe for the Flash, it works, but it just makes you not really care for the characters so much. I felt like Cyborg's story and the way that it was acted was good. I wish I could have known a bit more, especially Aquaman. When you see Aquaman stuff, it is very rushed, and that was kind of hard for me because I really like the character, but I actually like some of the other characters more because you got a sense of what they got to bring and also a little bit of a background. Man, it is rushed. That's probably my biggest gripe. Everything else was very well done, was very good. The acting's awesome. I think Ben Affleck did a good lead to bring the members together to fight Steppenwolf. But Steppenwolf himself, I felt, was also rushed and pretty original, or non-original, I should say, as far as a supervillain. I mean, it's the same basic story, wants to take over, wants to conquer, but there was no depth. Like, I had no feeling for Steppenwolf, even though, most protagonists, you want to say, oh, you want them to lose, or, I mean, I guess that's a general consensus because that's what you want, but for this movie, I just was neither. I didn't care, nor did I, want to care. I just wanted to see how the other characters developed. So, that being nothing to the actor in its sense, but I just felt there have been so many comic book villains that have such a great backstory, whether it's revenge or justice or just wanting something, or they felt something was taken from them, so they need something to replace it. There was nothing really given here for that. In my eyes. I mean, other people could see it differently, but I just felt the character wasn't as good as other villains, especially there hasn't been too many DCs, but I mean, just, from Batman versus Superman in the past, Lex Luthor was pretty darn good, and they didn't have to do much. There was just a lot of good writing and good story that was in there for him. Moving back onto this movie, the score, man. So the score on this movie was so good. It was so good. There were times where I felt like it was a bit clunky. Maybe maybe they needed something else to be in there, but in a general sense, it is amazing. And you may want to mute this because it may be a spoiler to you or not. So I'll let you guys mute it now if you want to. Okay, that's enough time. But there is a part where in the music they do play the original animated Batman theme. And it is just amazing to hear. Obviously, if you're not a Batman fan, or if you were a fan of the cartoon, you won't even notice it. But it is just such a warming welcome as a fan when you hear it, because I watched the cartoon series and it was amazing. And this just brought a little bit of spunk. But I'm going to go ahead and play you guys a little bit of sample like I have been. The soundtrack and the orchestra entirely of the album was done by Danny Elfman, which is, well, wide known in movies. So here's a sample. Hope you enjoy. Okay. Hopefully you guys heard that. I don't know if I have my settings wrong or not, but I guess I'll check it afterwards. But yes, it is an amazing soundtrack, and lately I've been really enjoying a lot of the orchestras, the soundtracks I've been doing. There haven't been too many that have been off. So this was a nice welcoming. It definitely had that League feel, and it was so good, especially for the action in this movie, which was top notch. That is the best thing that I could say about this movie. Anytime there was action, there was almost no time where there wasn't action. And when it was, there was pretty good initiation between the characters. So, as you guys can see, I'm running kind of a new background here. I am tweaking it a bit. I'm hoping to have a full new setup by The Last Jedi. So just bear with me here. But I am giving Justice League 3 out of 4 stars. For me, it just fell short. Not really character-wise, but just story-wise and how it was written. I thought all the actors and actresses did very well portraying their characters, especially for the newcomers. And I also really enjoyed how they came together and even decided who would play what role. And especially Batman not really wanting to play a lead or be the leader, continually wanting just for it to get done. The very graspy, which is why I feel like Ben Affleck's performance as Batman is really good in this. So it's 3 out of 4 star, guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to end the review here. I'm going to go ahead and do my geek out moment. But before I do, please make sure that you like and share. It really is helping me out. At the end of the year, I am going to do a total compilation of how many views, likes, and shares that I've had. And it really has helped me. And as you can see in the top over here, I also have made a widget from Coding that'll show my Facebook, the YouTube, and then also just the generalization of that. I will be adding more stuff to that too. So thank you so much. If you don't want any spoilers, just stop it here. Okay, so geek out moment. So there was so many good scenes. And they're all fighting in action. There were some good dramatic parts, where they wanted to build up to, the epic ending to go through. But for me, what really did it, there was a scene where they have the crew together, minus Aquaman, and Cyborg finds his father, and not that he was lost, but he finds his father and he's being tortured by Steppenwolf along with some other characters. And this scene just starts off with Cyborg just blasting Steppenwolf in the face, going to go rescue his father, and Batman telling Flash, just save one and go from there. And the entire scene is Wonder Woman kicking ass against Steppenwolf, Batman kicking ass with all these flying henchmen that are going around, getting into his gadgets, because Batman is all about his gadgets, and then Flash just continually going and saving people. And one of the coolest parts is a scene where Batman's hung up and stuck. Cyborg's gone back, so he knows he has to try to go ahead and help out the group. So there's a scene where Flash is literally flying around this tube, and Wonder Woman is dodging to go get her sword, and he just literally just taps it slightly to get everything going, and Batman ends up saving the Flash afterwards. So it's an amazing scene. I loved how it's all put together. It really showed a force of how the Justice League can do well together, and later on is when Aquaman actually enters it, and they know that they're going to need a little more help because Steppenwolf is pretty dominant in this movie. Thank you again, guys, for the views. I really do appreciate it. My next movie review should be Coco, and shortly after that will be The Last Jedi, which is my most anticipated movie of the year. So again, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Have a great day and holiday.